DID is an incredible experience to introduce you to the world of architecture.
I feel like a lot of schools don't really offer a full dive into what architecture really has to offer.
DID is the Design Immersion Day program. It's a summer camp program catered towards high school students that might be interested in studying design or architecture in the future.
It's a program that runs for 4 weeks in between June and July.
It introduces concepts of how architects think about the world and then various different ways that they work on creating new things to situate within it.
Students learn ways to creatively think and design.
Just a fully immersive experience into what design and architecture it really is.
DID is a program where you can explore different aspects of design.
It helps high schoolers like myself to further pursue an interest in architecture.
You get to experience a lot of different subsections within architecture and where it's going in the future.
It's an immersive program where a whole bunch of teenagers all get introduced to the world of architecture.
The techniques that we deploy in DID are focused on learning through making, and since we use so many different techniques, students are walking away with tool sets that make them very well situated to join any undergraduate program in architecture.
Students learn what it means to be a student of architecture. They work with softwares and techniques that we use in the undergrad and grad program here at SCI-Arc.
This year we're using Blender as both a 3D modeling software and a rendering software for visualization.
We've played a lot with Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign.
At the end of DID, students are taking all of their work, which ends up being a pretty large volume, and they're able to put that into a portfolio that they can use for applying to schools.
I think a really strong part of the program is being able to be in the urban LA landscape and taking once a week doing a field trip.
They get to see museums and galleries and places that maybe they have never been before. The DID students work on a set of 3 different projects.
It started with a pose, and it became a sketch, and then it became a sculpture, and then it became materials, and it became color.
We use 3D scanning technologies to create digital facsimiles of their objects, which then allowed us to start remodeling them in modeling software, and then how to produce animations and renderings for the final exhibition. In the second week, students dove into understanding space through sound.
We had a walking tour across Arts District and downtown LA where students were recording any sound they could hear.
They used those soundscapes to create a new physical identity, working on posters that were a mixed media exchange between physical techniques of applying material on a poster and then digital techniques of drawing in Illustrator and using Photoshop. Students started exploring relationships between scale and structure. They were beginning to contend with ideas in a very similar way that architects would work on a project that's on our desk that will ultimately become something much larger in the future.
I love seeing students so inspired by understanding that architecture can be much more than what we see out in the built world.
There was a moment when we were working in the computer lab. There was like a gasp. There was a moment where students said, "Oh my gosh, this thing just came to life in front of me." It's very exciting for me as a teacher to see students have their work really come to life and then to see them get really excited about it.
I like meeting new people and talking about my ideas along with them.
It was just really cool to connect with people on the same architectural level that I'm at. I've met people that I'm going to continue to stay in touch with.
Before I came to DID, the field of architecture is kind of like a mystical thing that was out of reach. I really liked the experience of getting to talk to people actually in the field. It was nice to know that there was faculty that were very down to earth and show you what the actual experience was like, and it made me less scared about joining the field.
Honestly, it was pretty life-changing My whole viewpoint on what architecture is and what limits it has is completely different now. I feel like I have a deeper understanding of all the concepts. It's really exciting.
DID is pure fun, is friendship, is community.
DID is whimsical, DID is fresh.
DID is messy, DID is brave.
It was honestly like a summer that I don't think I'll ever forget.
If you're interested in joining DID, you can go to SCI-Arc.edu.